Welcome to the Spiral of the Rose podcast with our friends Kelli and Bri.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to season 2 of the Spiral of the Rose podcast. We are super excited to be back. We had a nice long break, which was so needed. And hopefully all of you took a break over the holidays as well. But now we are really excited to get back to all of the stuff we're going to talk about this season. So we've decided on a theme for this season, which is a little bit different than what we were doing in the past. But I think it's going to be really, really incredible.
Yes. So in thinking about really what, the basis of this podcast is all about, we decided to focus on ancient divine feminine practices. And so each week we're going to be diving into sort of like a different culture, a different practice from around the world, also rotating with various episodes on celebrations across the wheel of the year. So for example, like Imbolc is the first one coming up February 2nd. So we thought this would be a really great way to kind of highlight the ancient divine feminine practices, why these are important, how this has led us to even create this podcast, right? Why we're even talking about all of this, how those practices were intentionally destructed over time to essentially wipe out the divine feminine, and how now there's a resurgence of that divine feminine in, we're coming back into this sort of like resurgent energy where we are rediscovering all these roots. A lot of us are rediscovering all these roots, right? And seeing how important they are for, for the whole picture of both putting the feminine and masculine together, but bringing back that divine feminine as that important force in our spiritual practices.
Yeah. And I think we need to do that in order to really draw out that divine masculine. It's a little bit hard to pull out right now because a lot of people are so stuck on the toxic masculine concept and or fighting the toxic masculine concept and being like, it's fake and, whatever, all this stuff. So I find like it's really, really hard to find, number one, men who are practicing divine masculine type, energy. And also it's just a little bit hard to bring that back from a place where the divine feminine isn't healed, right? As women specifically, it's like we need to, and it's like anything else, right? We heal ourselves to heal the outside world. We have to start inside ourselves. That's what ripples outwards, right? So we need to rediscover, uncover, bring back, whatever you want to call it, the divine feminine first, and then it will have that ripple effect to where then the divine feminine or the divine masculine then is able to respond, right? And able to come and sort of be a partner to that divine feminine. So, yeah, I definitely agree. We are, we're in that phase of rediscovering right now, and reconstructing, like you said, what they destroyed in the past. And it just made so much sense to start with this, like, well, let's go back. So this season, it's all going to be about like way back when and how that, we'll tie it into how that affects us now. But I'm really excited. We're going to be talking about some really interesting stuff, and both Kelli and I love to research things, and I would say probably especially Kelli. I get in hyper focuses with my ADHD, but Kelli really loves to research. I love to research when I'm interested in it. So, and I am interested in these things. So we're researching cultures. We're adding to the knowledge that we already have so far, or that we've already come across, and it's going to be so much fun. We're going to be talking about things like Egyptian culture, Aztec culture, Celtic, and Norse, and hopefully several others. And we have some great guests planned for this season. So we're really, really looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm just super excited to get going.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, So I've been diving into a lot of historical fiction novels. So I'm learning a lot from those. So it's going to be really fun to pull all of that in. And like, to me, that's just a dream come true that I could like research and read in order to put it into a podcast. Like, how fun is that?
Right. Right. And then do it with one of your best friends and just like,
Yes.
let's just have fun and talk about all these amazing topics. And I've always loved historical fiction also. So it'll be a chance
that's the
to sort
vibe.
of,
Yeah, that's the vibe of this season, like fun. Like, let's just have fun exploring all of this, right?
yeah. And it's funny that you say that. It's so true, but it's also kind of funny because the energy is like, let's talk about how they destroyed this way back when. but we're going to have fun with it. It is going to be a lot of fun. And just, I think just really, really interesting. A lot of really interesting concepts to explore and discuss and, sift through and just see what we come out with. And I think it will be really enlightening, really eye-opening for ourselves as well as our listeners.
Yeah, and just a note, and for anyone listening that's like, well, I'm not going to listen if you're bashing like certain religions or certain things like that. That's not the intention of this at all. We're just getting back to the root of like what happened, like what happened to the divine feminine, right? We're not here to bash anybody. We're not here to say anybody's religion is wrong. We're not here to do any of that. We just want to bring back the divine feminine. That's our mission. So, we're not like, yes, I just wanted to mention that. Like, we're not here to talk negatively about anything. It's more of like just becoming enlightened about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, knowing both of us, we probably will be disclaiming that all the way through anytime that we mention any particular religion or any, subset of beliefs. Most of it is going to center around Christianity. That is the main one that tore down the divine feminine. And that's just facts. That's not us hating on Christianity. That's just like, this is the history. This is what happened. Right. So it's not about, yeah, you're completely right, though. It's not about us saying that Christianity is wrong and the divine feminine was right. It's just about, let's go look at the facts and at the history and explore that. So absolutely. Anyone who's listening that is worried about that, that is not our intention. We're not trying to prove Christianity wrong here. That's not our goal in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, I'm super excited to get started.
Yeah, so am I. This is going to be a lot of fun, like I said. And we also, what was I just going to say? If you are someone who has a lot of knowledge around ancient practices and want to shoot us a message around like your particular knowledge area, that would be really fun too, just to get even more perspectives.
Absolutely.
So if you're listening and like have something in mind.
Yeah, and we would be open to, some of the subjects we already have guests planned for, but a lot of them we don't, and it will just be us exploring them and whatnot. So we're open to more possibilities. Absolutely. If you have some expertise in a certain area, absolutely reach out. And you can reach us. There's links in the show notes, but also spiraloftherose@gmail.com is just a quick, like, that one will reach either of us. We both have access and we'll get to you, as quickly as we get to you. We don't rush to our emails there, but we'll see them. We usually check them about weekly and stuff like that. So, yeah, that would be lots of fun. We're definitely open to having experts come in. We're, like we said, we're going to be doing some research to be able to bring you all this information. So it's not that we're necessarily the experts on it already, right?
Yeah.
So happy to have someone step in and give us better information than we can maybe research for ourselves even. So
yeah,
amazing. So we'll be back. You'll have one other episode released at the same time as this one. Today, we are going to release the episode on Imbolc because we are going to be releasing right about the same. I think you said it was February 2nd for Imbolc this year. So
yeah,
this is releasing February 3rd. So we're going to be releasing both at once, and then we'll be back every second week again, just like last season. So we'll talk to you all soon.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to like it and subscribe. And if you really loved it, we would love a 5-star review, which helps us reach more people with our message. Comment your thoughts on the episode below, or if you have any questions you'd like us to answer in a future episode. Talk to you next time.